Well, I got a hat. I mean, you probably saw it. I didn't talk about it. Reason why I didn't talk about it, I just didn't think to talk about it. So I'm here. Wow, you can't even see me. Okay, I'm here in Estes Park. This is not the Estes Park I thought it would be. So this is some of the lineup of cars. I don't know. I don't think it's all of them. I don't know. Maybe we do have the Cherokee. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe I missed it somewhere. Oh, okay. No, we don't have the. Okay, but we have the Subaru, the Stinger, the M5, and the All-Track, and the Nissan. This Subaru, that. Okay, so we don't even have the Cherokee yet. I wonder where the Cherokee got off to. That's a little bit strange. Yeah, haven't gotten to ride in the Stinger yet. Really want to ride in the Stinger. Yeah, so I'll chat a little bit more, I think, later. Don't know what, but I think right now I'm just gonna take a lot of pictures because I have a few videos. I definitely have more than a few videos, so it should cover a few stuff. I'll take more later. A little video from the wrong phone about the Bullet Mustang. And it's
so I graduated from Cleveland Institute of Art back in 2003 and started right at FCA. Very fortunate to be there. So this is, let's get into the truck. So from my background interior-wise, I'm going to take you guys as much through the exterior and the interior, a little bit of maybe engineering played out through, but this truck has so much into it, so don't be afraid to obviously ask the questions. If I can't answer them, we'll find a way to get that. So that hit. And I think even though we've softened a little bit of that, and for many, many reasons, I feel that the exterior design still has a little bit of harkening back to that drop fender flair to it. And I think in general, all the other stuff we've cosmetically done to the truck has just been to improve technology, efficiency, just durability of the vehicle. At the end of the day, it's a pickup truck, so it might look the most handsome thing from inside and outside, but it's really got a function still as a pickup truck. So functionally speaking, we've done some new things. So the truck sits on a 95% high-strength steel frame, which really is at the heart of this pickup truck's redesign. It's really ground up. So from the get-go, we've basically turned over every stone under this truck to really get in there and say, can we do it better? Are we the best we can do right now? If not, let's do it better. And so that started with the frame. We've also actually stretched the crew cab, updated our headlamps and tail lamps. This is riding with our full LED headlamps, full LED fog lamps. This also has AFS, which basically gives you that turning. As you're turning, the lamps are turning with you. It has a full gamut of safety features. So up in this area up here, it's called our Ray Cam, sort of our collection of all the safety bits. So it's got the radar, the LiDAR, a lot of those elements are all up in there. So advanced braking features, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, all the latest and greatest technologies have been baked into the truck. Also some things maybe you don't see. So we have active grille shutters, which are inside the truck, which speak to efficiency. That was a lot about the vehicle in general, was to shave weight off of the pickup truck and get some of the efficiency gains back in. So we shaved about 225 pounds of weight throughout the vehicle, say on this crew cab model, and that came within a combination of interiors, things like going to electronic park brake. That was 25 pounds of losing the manual park brake system there. So just every little place we could think of. On non-air suspension trucks, we have an air dam that actually deploys underneath the truck at a certain highway speed. It comes out, actually gives you a little bit of aero improvements through that. On vehicles like this one that are equipped with the air suspension, the truck itself lowers by about 1 inch or so to give you a little bit of that aerodynamic benefit. Gone in there and closed up all the gaps, fit and finish. Some functional things, this is steel bumpers. Every one of the trucks, front and rear, have steel bumpers, so even the ones that are painted, they're not a plastic fascia, it's a true steel bumper, and our guys out on the ranch like that because they push open the gates and stuff with.
That's fine.
You want to do an off-road?
Huh?
You want to do a...
Yeah.
This is what we're taking next.
Okay. I'll go around here and then I'll walk around that.
Okay. Sorry.
Pacific Hybrid. It's the S package. Ralph would like that. Check it out! And then we got the 500X. We got the Wrangler Rubicon. We have the Cherokee Trailhawk 2019. And okay, yeah, it's raining. It's raining. This is bad. I'll tell you what, that's just not. I forgot to even look at the Titan. I can look at it later, but that's not a good. That's not as good looking as the 1500 in my mind.
It's in the car. Put on a coat.
Righty, I will see you all in a bit.
Well, so we're glad to have you come to RMDE. I know we've had you here a couple times, but I don't remember you being able to ride with us back and forth. And
No, the last time I was here was the year before last, up at the whatever that ranch was in Loveland.
Yeah, Devil's Thumb.
Yeah, yeah, that was very nice over there. But no, I didn't get a chance, unfortunately, to ride with. So.
Well, this is great.
Short little video of one of the stopping points right here at God knows where, just out in the open. You're lucky to get in the BRZ. So yeah, I got a lot of cars here. Just
Thanks, Victor.
so I think we're going in the Stinger next. 4C. Just caught it. So yeah, check it out.
Come on, Cody. Let's see here. Maybe they're not. Maybe no one's taking that moth.
Yeah, let's see. So we got a bunch of cars. A few people are pulling out. A few people. I mean, okay. For a second, look at the Titan compared to the Ram. The Ram is, in my mind, is so much better looking. Anyway, I gotta go. Be back in a minute. I vote M5.
Gunning for the M5, please.
Woo! Oh, okay. It is busy. Didn't know we had it. Forgot about the ascent. Is this our second time in the Bullet?
Have you driven this yet?
That's why we're waiting. Nope. We were in fourth gear, so here's sixth, and we're cruising at, God, 1500 RPM, doing barely 55.
Wow.
So one of the things I do know about this car is they have what's called a flat plane crank on this, and you can, I don't know if you could hear it, but you know, it sounds kind of roary when you get started, but I can also feel vibration from that engine as it comes around. It's not as well balanced as a counterweighted crankshaft, but it produces more horsepower at high RPMs because it's got that inertia.
Yeah.
And boy, I have to say, Cody, this would make one hell of a race car. In fact, I think that in some of the classes that I've heard of, they've said, nope, if you want to race this car, you race it against the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris,
Wow.
the 911 GT3s, you know, cars like that.
Is that for the GT350Rs and stuff?
No, that's actually for any of the newer Mustangs that have come out. I mean, they're not going to be competitive in those classifications, but people can start to race them. And as they get used to seeing how that particular car runs and what the speed potential is, they'll put them into another class, probably a class lower, and they'll put a lot of weight, and maybe even choke the motor down a little bit so that they don't have quite the advantage that they do. Or you can keep racing it against the Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Corvettes and everything else, and have fun that way.
Engaged in criminal activity.
The president is
Has such a good sounding engine.
Yeah. Good throaty roar. Oh boy.
Good test of the
Right up
brakes.
to the brakes.
I'll tell you what, when I was riding in the ACR, and it might have been because the track was recently paved, but it wasn't that uncomfortable. The one thing I did find though is that all the talk about the sills being hot is absolutely true. My knee just brushed the sill, and I'm like, okay, not doing that again. That was hot.
It'll be, like I say, race cars, they get hot. And they get hot real fast. And, you know, that's a car that really does
Heat up very quickly.
It's going to be kind of a no compromises sort of car.
Yeah. Which is kind of what I like in a sports/supercar.
Yep.
So, but I absolutely get the appeal of this Challenger, Camaro, that sort of thing.
In your opinion, what do you like in the pony car class? What's your favorite?
I don't know. I myself prefer a little. I like power, but I also like my cars to have a good balance of handling as well. So the Mustang and Camaro probably eclipse the Challenger, but I do prefer the Challenger to both of them. So I don't know. My thinking would be you could probably make the Challenger handle well enough to keep up with both of them, and and that would be, I mean, through aftermarket mods and stuff, like suspension.
You know, you'd have to change that car around so much.
Yeah.
I mean, the Challenger, surprisingly, when we've had a chance to drive these cars at the racetrack, the Challenger really does feel like a muscle car. It's got a lot of horsepower, but it really
is
did
heavy.
not handle very well at all. The Charger, surprisingly, was a better handling car. And getting to a vehicle like the Camaro had been a step down. Now with the newer variants like the LT1s and the performance variants, maybe that's not true anymore. But I still have to say, I always have a soft spot in my heart for Mustangs. And I know that they may not be, well, I guess depending on how you equip them, they may or may not be the fastest, but man, do they look good. And if they're not the fastest, they're going to be awful close.
Yeah.
But you're right, for what we're doing today, this is at least gives you an idea about what it would be like as a cruiser. And again, not the smoothest motor around. This motor wants to get up and run at high RPMs. And what are we doing? We're cruising it at 1500 RPM.
Yeah, but that's the reason why you buy a car like this in the first place, is because it can do this and that.
An old saying, someone used to, Steve Millen, if you've ever heard of him, race car driver from New Zealand, said, you know, people like to have the big shotgun handy, but they rarely use it.
Yeah.
They just want to know that they have it if they need it. And that could go for engines or transmissions or even a set of sticky tires. People love to know that they've got the performance there, but will they use it all the time? Probably not.
No.
But I have to also say that there's some cars like this one, I have to say, that would be kind of a waste if it always lived most of its life at between 1500 and 3000 RPM, never got to a racetrack where it could really show what it could do. What do you think of this dash, Cody, with
you know what,
bar type LED going across?
It's funny because normally I don't like completely digital displays like that because it's just a screen. They don't dress it up. I mean, I know most people are like, well, why would you want to? I'm like, well, you know, make it a bit flashier. Like the Lexus LFA where the screen actually moves when you start. That's cool. But with the way, I don't know if it's because this is a bullet Mustang, but I know in other I think in other Mustangs it sort of curves around and then and I like that. That's pretty cool. That's a lesser version of that, which is still cool. I really like how it comes around and then gets to the rev limiter. That's cool.
I think that what they're trying to do here is the original speedometer on this was like this. It had, you know, dials that went across, but of course they didn't know what a liquid crystal display was like back in the day. But this looks like an updated version of it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I know a lot of people I think
modified paired to a single electrically variable transmission. It gets 33 miles of all electric range before switching over into hybrid mode. It gets 84 miles per gallon equivalent when it's in that all electric range, then 32 miles per gallon when it's in hybrid mode, and a 566 mile total range.
So with the limited range that we have, will I be able, I mean, it certainly felt strong coming off that little stop there.
Yeah, so it'll actually like kick back on, and with the regenerative braking you should be able to get a little bit of a charge back, and you'll kind of feel, you know, the instant torque that you get with like a hybrid powertrain. So
cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
It feels strong.
Yeah, it's got really good driving dynamics. So the battery for this is located in the second row where our stow and go tops are typically located in our gas model. You know, because of that we can't stow our seats, but this allows us to put more comfortable captain's chairs back here, so it's kind of like a nice little trade-off.
Ah.
If you can't do stone though, we'll give you a little bigger chair. And you can still remove these chairs, you can still stow the back, so if you need a completely flat surface back here, you'll be all set.
Cool.
Yeah.
These big rigs.
Hello everyone, well this is the end to a very busy day. Oh man, you wouldn't believe it, just been in so many vehicles, had a lot of great chats. Oh, crazy. This has been awesome. Got to chat with him. Got to meet Ryan Nagode, I believe his last name is. And that was awesome. But yeah, so right now I'm just walking through the parking lot. These are just doing a bit of a walkthrough because I couldn't earlier because I was so darn busy and I had to scramble, and so now I can at least do that. So yeah, we had the All-Track. That I didn't get in these. I didn't get in the M5. I didn't get in a few of these, but I did get in a few awesome cars, including that 1500. Apparently the M5 is still on. Big Beast needs to pull that. Oh wait, they're moving. Then this. Look at the seats on that thing. That's pretty crazy. Got in the Bullet Mustang too, so that was pretty darn cool. I mean, that was just Excelsior. They had the Rogue, which apparently has Pro Pilot. I don't have to ask if anyone got to. I have to ask if anyone used the Pro Pilot. I wouldn't be surprised if someone did. I know I wasn't in it, so I sure didn't. Not that I drove. Yeah, we had this pretty darn cool suit. We had a few sports cars here today of varying calibers. But this is probably the wildest looking car here. The M5 is crazy, but this is wild. I mean, this has the biggest wing here. It's the only car with a wing here that I know of. Okay, fine. You have a WRX STI. That's not a part of this group. Yeah, the Pacifica Hybrid, very pleasant to drive. Very peppy, actually. Very, very peppy. Did I mention it was a Pacifica Hybrid? Yeah, not just the normal. And it's the S, and it's a 2019, so that's really darn cool. So, yeah, it was pretty darn sweet getting in that. Despite the fact, someone would say, oh, it's a minivan. Yeah, but it's a really nice minivan. Honestly, it's not even a really nice minivan. It's just a really nice car. You don't even really need to call it a minivan because that is a negative connotation. You had the car I started this bit of the video off with, the Mazda MX-5 RF. Unfortunately, I didn't get in this, but it looks so good. Just, oh my gosh. I want one. I do want one, but what I want even more is for them to make a 124 Spider with a more classic. Don't get me wrong, I love that roofline, but I'd like the 124 to have a more of a classic traditional roofline. Think Sunbeam Tiger, Harrington Coupe, E-Type, that sort of thing. Then we had the Mazda 6, didn't ride in that. Apparently, Matthew, who I spoke a bit with, said it was good. Then we had the Fiat 500X, that was good. Not quite so cramped in the interior. It's not as cramped as you might think. It's not that. I mean, it is a small car, but for a small car, it's actually really, really good. Then you have the comparatively massive Tiguan. You had the Cherokee Trailhawk, which I got, and I didn't get in the Ascent, although that does look really darn interesting. I'll have to research a little bit more on that and see how that does. They have the JL Wrangler Sahara, not Sahara, the Rubicon. I was trying to get a few. Can't see it. Anyway, like I was saying, I was trying to get a few. Oh, hi, there you go. I was about to say, trying to get a few Easter eggs. Couldn't. Oh. Sonic Boom! Sorry, there was something like an F-14 Raptor all the way in the distance, and then just a big pop, like a Sonic Boom. It was crazy. But yeah, this was gorgeous. And it's not the Laramie, it's not the Limited, it's the it's the Longhorn, that's what they call it, the 1500 Longhorn. I believe it is. Let's see. Yeah, it's a really beautiful truck. It's the interior. I was saying this to a lot of journalists out here that the interior of the 1500 is almost better than that of the Mercedes, and the fixtures are better than the Mercedes, as you might expect. The difference is when you get to the actual materials of the cabin, because this plastic, and it's not a horrible plastic, but there is hardly any plastic in the interior of that 1500. Hardly, and where there is, it's in areas that's more or less cargo, where it's not right in plain view. I mean, look, plastic, and it's not horrible plastic, but it's still, in my mind, kind of a cheap plastic. And you can still see it. There's nice portions in the interior. Oh yeah, but right where those two fixtures are, I don't know if you can see it. That whole surround is just that's cheap plastic. So yeah, a little unfortunate about the interior on that E-Class. I think it's an E400. But yeah, that was a surprisingly plasticky interior, right? Even for, despite the fact I was in the back, that was very, very surprising. And yeah, there were a few cars. The Cherokee had a surprising number of plastic areas in the interior. This wasn't so bad for plastic. There are some not so great areas, but it is a relatively cheap car, so I understand. The Pacifica was nice. That had a better plastic than, I suppose, than usual. Yeah. Fair few cars had plastics, but again, better than the sort of Dollar Tree shovel kind of plastic. They were nice. Some of them were really, really nice. Others not so much, but yeah. So this has just been an incredible day. I'm honestly winding down. I'm trying to figure out how to use the doggone Wi-Fi at this Woolly, because I think it's, you got, like you get a complimentary something and that comes with your bill, and I'm like, that bill better not be with the Wi-Fi, because that's just gonna suck. But I think it might be, so I gotta figure out a few things. Yeah, so I hope we all enjoyed. This was an incredible experience. I'll get to editing and probably writing a bit more, and I'll see you all later.